I am reasonably sure I am never going to get this box in the same place until like the very last 3 episodes of this series. Well, December's come to an end. The transfer window is open, and the top 8 is turning into a dogfight. And it wasn't made any better by the scheduling at the end of the year. My name's FM19, and this is the Palace March, episode 25. Well, I suppose the good news is after Chelsea beat us 3-0, our next 3 opponents to close out the year aren't as good as us, to be totally honest with you. Burnley's a mid-table team. They're solidly mid-table. They're 10th. Watford and Huddersfield are both fighting relegation. They seem to be switching in and out. What I didn't realize is that we were going to play Watford and then 2 days later play Huddersfield. It was unexpected, to say the least. You'd think they'd be a little bit better about scheduling such things. You know, even if they'd put another day in between there, playing them on a Tuesday, that would have been very nice. I mean, we had the rest of the week open after that because we didn't play Tottenham until today, which is the 4th. I don't know what the FA is thinking sometimes. And frankly, in an organization that large, I'm not quite sure they know what they're thinking either. Anyhow, we beat Burnley at home 2-1. Mayoral, a 2nd-minute goal. Vicari, a 10th-minute goal. Chris Wood got a goal in the 17th minute, and I really thought it was going to be one of those back-and-forth sort of games, and then for whatever reason, we just absolutely locked them down. The defense was absolutely fabulous this game. Savlik on a 7-2, Vicari on a 7-8. A lot of that's the goal, but he had some very nice defensive stops. Riedewald and Milivojevic both had really nice games. Then I got the notice that Riedewald was wanted by one of the teams in China, which could be a nice payday. We'll have to wait and see. After Burnley, we were home against Watford. In this game, we got a 94th minute goal in a 94-minute long game. Extra time goal. As much as I rag on them, I don't think we deserve this. It came off a set piece. Literally, the ball was kicked, the goal went in, and then they blew the whistle before even the kickoff could start. It was, frankly, if I was Watford, I would have been mad. Mayoral had a 7th-minute goal. Kamara had a 58th-minute goal. They came back to tie the game. Goals 5 minutes apart by Peñaranda and Hendricks. I was happy with the tie. My guys got out without an injury. We had a decent amount of yellow cards. We had 4 yellow cards, but I wanted to get everybody out healthy because we were playing Huddersfield, and I can't rotate my entire team. I'm not set up for that with this particular tactic. And even though I do have a 4-4-2 narrow diamond that I've trained, I don't have the squad depth for that either. Especially considering half the guys in that formation played this game. It's something I screwed up on. I'll be the first person to admit that. Again, another solid game by the defense. Milivojevic was absolutely fabulous game. 8 key passes, 2 assists, and 8.7. And we did everything I wanted to do in this game, which essentially was not lose and not get any injuries. We then were away at Huddersfield 2 days later, and we escaped with a 0-0 draw. I'm not quite sure how. We had more shots than them, more on target, a slight possession advantage. We just could not get the ball across the goal line. And we were average this game, which against a team like Huddersfield is going to result in a 0-0 draw or a draw of some sorts. The forwards couldn't put anything together. As you can see, I played a pretty rotated side. Mepham and Vokins on the defensive line, Kirby on the midfield line, Kwang Song and Burkhart as the strikers, and they just couldn't get anything done. Milivojevic, I really screwed up. I wanted to pull him off, but Kirby was just as shattered as he was when I took Kirby off. I don't understand it. Kirby was 60% when I took him off, but somehow he's 74% at the end of the game. Milivojevic's probably going to be really upset with me that I played him that long. He's not a young man anymore. He's getting up there. He's 30, I want to say. 29. He'll be 30 in April. Hey, he has the same birthday I do, except a few decades later. I never noticed that before. Go Luka. We had our chances. We couldn't make the most of them. But again, we got out of there without major injury, and we got out of there without a loss. As a result, the league table is really, really crowded after 41 points. Man City in 7th place still has an outside chance of holding on to 7th place. There's a 4-point drop-off between them and Southampton, which isn't an insurmountable gap for Southampton, or Bournemouth, for that matter, to make up. But, well, yeah, okay. 9 points is a lot to make up for Bournemouth. I think the rest of the season is going to be between these 8 teams. And in particular, the top 4 teams beat up on each other and draw, then we have a chance. We win today, we're up to 43 points and possibly ahead of Arsenal. Well, no, we're not, because this is the FA Cup game. I'd love to say it's late, but it's really not. I mean, it's a Friday night, but it's not late by any stretch of the imagination. So, anyhow, I'm going to set my best 11 and the reserves, and we are going to come back to play Tottenham in the FA Cup third round game in just a bit. Well, today we are hosting Tottenham, and we are playing our 4-3-3. Onana in goal, Riedewald, Kamara, Santos, and Sablik as the defensive back 4, Linetti, Tonali, Milivojevic as the midfield 3, Hahn, Mayoral, and Goebbels up top as the strikers. The transfer window has opened. I've made a couple of deals, but I don't want to highlight those until the actual end of the transfer window, because the players I've brought in... Oh, Goebbels with a nice sidestep. Pass it. Oh, dispossessed. Anyhow, as I was saying, I'm going to hold off on the transfer news until the end of the window. There's a lot of back and forth going on over a couple of players, one of whom I'm not quite sure I want to let go. But if the money's right, the money's right. Now, a little bit past half hour in, really even game so far. The only thing I see is Tonali's already at 77%. Sablik steps in front of that, throw in. Goebbels up to Mayoral. Crosses it to Hahn. Oh, and he skies it. He has not scored, at least for us, in a long time. It seems he's scoring about every 70 minutes when he's playing for North Korea in the Asian World Cup. Paulino out to Davies on the left. To Sung-min. To Lucas Moura, and he hits it off the post. Corner kick. Eriksson sends it in. To Dele. Oh, Onana with a very nice stop. Corner kick to Tottenham again. Outerworld off the crossbar. Unlucky there. That's 2 crossbar. That's 2 woodwork hits they've had. I know what that feels like. 2 more, and they can say they've equaled my record. Although I think my own personal record was 6 in a game of FM19. 0-0 at half. 7 shots, 4 on target for us. 8 shots, 3 on target for them. Could go either way. Trippier went out injured in the 41st minute. That could be a positive for us. Okay, 65 minutes in. We're going to make a couple changes. Goebbels took a knock, and he's on a yellow. So we're going to bring a Jetty on for him. Tonali's on a yellow, and he's at 70%. So we are going to bring on Ruggiero. We recalled Ruggiero from loan. To be honest, I'm not quite sure why I keep on sending him out on year-long loans. This is the 2nd year in a row I've sent him out on loan and brought him back in the January transfer window. Santos. Well, Sung-min now has the ball for Tottenham. Crosses it to Kane, up to Eriksson. Oh, Nana with a nice deflection. Eriksson with the corner kick in. Knocked away by Riedewald. It goes right to Sung-min, to Paulino at the top of the box, but his shot is very hard, very high, and very right. Another corner kick for Tottenham. Sung-min, and he hits the outside of the net. How many set pieces have they had? Oh, this doesn't tell me here, but Riedewald with the throw-in to Hahn. Over to Linetti. Back to Riedewald. Up to Hahn. To Riedewald. To Milivojevic. Over to Ruggiero. Back to Milivojevic. Long pass to Sablik out in the right. Drives forward. Dispossessed. Sung-min stops it from going out. Towards Kane, but knocked down. Sablik has the ball again. Paulino dispossesses him. Eriksson. Out to Sung-min on the left. Shadowed by Sablik. Crosses in. Kane is there and he scores. 10 minutes left. Son of a gun. happened here? I guess Sablick did the right thing, I think. I don't know that he could have challenged for the ball, but that was a nice cross. Come on, extra period goal, FM. Not them? Now, a brace by Harry Kane. Who'd have thunk? 23 goals already this season. It's only December. Jeez. I take that back. It's the first week of January. That royally bites. We told the board we get to the 6th round. They knocked us out in the 3rd. This is the 2nd year in a row we got knocked out in the 3rd round. And we told them we reached the quarterfinal. The Carabao got knocked out in the 3rd round there, too. Although in our defense, we played Liverpool, and they did not start a rotated side that game. We're going to come back for the Man United game. Transfer window should almost be closed. I suspect, knock on wood, most of our transfer business is going to be done. They are currently in 3rd place. It'll be a good game for us. In the meantime, Stoke, Arsenal, and West Brom. Let's see here. Stoke is 12th. Arsenal is 5th. West Brom is 15th. We should gain some points. I told the board we'd qualify for Europa League at the beginning of the month. They came back to us and said, "Hey, you're doing really well. You want to up your expectations?" And I said, "Yeah, sure. We'll qualify for the Europa League," which I think is very, very doable. I mean, we're 8 points ahead of Southampton? I don't see them making up that much difference, but it's anything can happen. God, this is the 2nd year in a row this has happened. I need to start under promising in these and over delivering. Whatever the minimum option is, I need to start selecting that. I mean, yeah, it'll hit our transfer budget a little bit, but I'd much rather do that and over deliver than keep getting knocked out in the 3rd round. This is going to turn into one of those things where the 3rd round of something we're going to get knocked out in. It's going to be annoying as heck. Anyhow, transfer window is fully underway. We've got $16 million to play with and $300,000 in the transfer budget, so definitely some wiggle room there. Got a couple of moves underway, maybe a player or two leaving. We'll have to wait and see. I know Riedewald might be on his way out. Depends on the offer I get for him. We'll have to wait and see. There was a Italian team that came in and made him an offer for like $4.5 million, and he's valued at close to 20. That's not happening. I'm not that desperate to move him. So, well, out of the FA Cup early again. That's annoying. I got to figure out how to break that particular curse. If you liked what you've seen and heard, please have a like, subscribe to the channel for more content. Questions, criticisms, comments, leave them down below. I'll answer them as fast as I can. My name is FM19, and I thank you for watching.